First of all, let's go to Fate River and reset talents. Then I'll explain where to put each talent and why while you're leveling up. This is a pure might build. Think I'll do Blade Master after this one, which is might and finesse. Right. So last tier of might build is Warlord, which gives you 30% melee damage, 30% block efficiency, 20% stun duration and 20% to stun, which is something amazing. The last bonus in Warlord Destiny is Last Stand, which isn't really that good. I'm not saying it's bad though, but I don't think it's worth it since you are not dying that often unless you want to really push yourself and play on very hard mode the whole game, if that makes any sense. Yeah. So Last Stand will actually resurrect you with 20% health, however health drains until an enemy is killed, so be careful. You have to kill the closest NPC ASAP to prevent health draining. You don't get that unless you go all the way down, and getting Last Stand requires 109 points in Might 3. However, going down to Conqueror requires 76 points in Might 3 and gives you 25% physical bonus damage, 28% block efficiency, 17 stun duration and 17 chance to stun the opponent, which is also amazing and slightly worse than Warlord. So instead of Warlord, you just might pick up Conqueror and spend some points in other trees like Finesse or Sorcery. You will lose some melee damage, block efficiency, stun duration and stun chance if you do it though, but it's not that much big of a deal, it's not the end of the world. You may want to take a pure might build because you want all the talents from Might 3, which are really good, so that's something to consider. So before we start with the talents, I'd like to point out that the great swords are the best melee weapons in the game, much better than the long swords and the hammers, even though hammers deal more damage. This is for pure might build of course, and I'm talking from my own experience. Long swords and hammers may suit someone better, but great swords work for me the best. Great sword moves are amazing. You have Whirlwind, which is one of the most powerful area of effect move in the game. Then you have Guillotine, an amazing block counter attack move. Third move is Gravedigger, which also does AoE and stuns NPCs. Stuns them or throws them away or something like that. Yeah, you get the idea. And the final move is called Gut Thrust. You just have to time it perfectly before an incoming melee attack and that's it. Okay, so let's go at the beginning of the video where I said that I'll respect my talents. I literally forgot to respect my talents. Right. Now when we're clear and naked, let's start from the scratch. So let's start with the professions first, then we will move to talents. Alchemy, Blacksmithing, Detect Hidden and Sage Crafting are perks you want to have and keep investing in them since other ones are more or less useless, except Stealth. But this isn't a rogue guide or build. Let's start with Blacksmithing. Now when I mentioned Blacksmithing, you may remember that I said in one of the previous videos that you will 100% in your playthrough come across an item or even more of them that has +1 or +2 in blacksmithing. Also, alchemy plays a huge role cause with maxed out alchemy you will be able to craft master blacksmithing potions, which will give you +3 in blacksmithing, which means maxing blacksmithing out is not mandatory. Let's just put 7 perks in blacksmithing, but maxing it is, as I said, unnecessary. However, maxing alchemy is, so here we go, alchemy 9 out of 9. By investing 9 perks in alchemy, all recipes are discovered. That's a big bonus over there. You finished 30% of the game already with all those pumping potions you can make. Then we will move down to Detect Hidden. Detect Hidden plays a huge role in Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning. It's good to that point that you will discover epic or golden items as well as extra gold, where players that don't have it won't. There's a lot of hidden walls as well. Put 5 into detect hidden. By putting 5 out of 9 all secret doors are opened and displayed on minimap. If you go near them, it also increases the amount of gold you find. We will skip dispelling, lockpicking, mercantile, persuasion and stealth, and we will fill out sagecraft. Once you're done with blacksmithing, alchemy, sagecraft and detect hidden, by all means you're free to put your points elsewhere. I suggest mercantile or persuasion, makes game more interesting. Right, now when we're done with professions, let's go for talents. Brutal weaponry, 1. 3 out of 3. Unlocks special attacks for long swords, great swords and hammers. But most importantly, great swords. We will skip longsword mastery since I am not using them. We will skip hammer mastery as well. The next talent we want to invest in is skillful defense, which greatly increases damage resistance while blocking, but what's more important, at the highest level it unlocks a special shield bash move allowing you to charge into an enemy from a defensive stance to safely open them for further attacks. Here is how it looks like. Next, Hardy Constitution, which decreases both physical and magic resistance and increases health. Very useful talent. When you put 6 out of 6 you are getting plus 20 health and 13% magic resistance. That's amazing. Then we are going for Brutal Weaponry 2, which unlocks new special attacks for great swords, long swords and hammers, but meh. Meh. Great Sword Mastery, of course, 6 out of 6, plus 17 physical damage with great swords and plus 30% with great swords. That's what we want. Quake, 5 out of 5, of course. It's an amazing talent that can be even more improved, but what's more important, it will lead you to Wrath, which is in my humble opinion the best warrior ability. Next, Relentless Assault. This is an incredible talent that grants you a short-term resistance to interruption at the expense of armor. Basically, for a 6 period of time, you can't be stunned, dazed, etc. There is no crowd control on you. You're free to do whatever you want in combat. Let's put 6 out of 6 there to increase time to 20 seconds. Yes, you heard me. You're free for 20 seconds. Then we are going for Aftershock, which causes your last hit of Quake to stun targets and all Quake damage is increased. Furthermore, filling a whole talent makes the Quake do 50% more damage and adds a 40% chance to stun the final hit. This synchronizes very well with some other talents like Concussive Force, etc. and the gear that increases your damage versus stunned targets. Back to Brutal Weaponry 3. 3 out of 3. Now we have Concussive Force, which gives you an incredible 60% versus stunned target and synchronizes well with Aftershock, as I said. Then we are going for Battle Frenzy, which when you activate gets you in Berserker Rage, dealing greater and greater amounts of damage with each NPC you kill in a short period of time. Back to Brutal Weaponry 4. That's the last one. Now you have everything you need when it comes to great swords moves. Well, not just great swords, but long swords and hammers as well, but meh. Time for Bulwark. You have 5% chance to stun an enemy every time you get hit with a melee weapon. Look how good it synchronizes with Concussive Force and Aftershock. It's brilliant. Then we are going for Vengeance, which allows you to reflect 20% damage back at your opponents whenever Relentless Assault is in effect. That's how they synchronize. If you remember, a moment ago we were talking about Relentless Assault that removes all crowd controls on you, but at the cost of armor. So that's where Vengeance steps on scene, with 20% damage reduction, if that makes any sense to you. Now we are going for Stone Skin, which is a bad talent. I mean, it's not bad, but oh yes it is. However, we need to put 5 points there to unlock celerity, so game doesn't give us any choice. What's there is there. And now, boom, both. Celerity and Wrath unlocked. Not much to say about these talents. Just read what they do and how they synchronize. You'll get it fast. Next talent is Warcry. Really nice one. Reduces enemies damage by 45% for 16 seconds and knocks them down. And the last point in Might 3 will be Terror, which synchronizes with Warcry. As you can see, we skipped Longsword Mastery, Hammer Mastery, Harpoon, Adrenaline Surge, and Power Strike, cause they're bad. Well, when it comes to Adrenaline Surge and Power Strike, they're not that bad when you are wrestling with Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning in very hard mode. Otherwise, you will just chug a health potion and your HP will be about 25%. So yeah, I mean, it's up to you really. You can go for it. And we will put the seal on this video by going to Alabastra, turn on the hardest mode this game has to offer, and hopefully kill something.
dust like us to play.